because I want to get into some baseball talk today. I'm really excited for the Giants this year, and I don't know how many people in my audience are, but I'm excited and I'm optimistic. And I will make the case 1 hour from now. I will make the case why I believe this year's team is significantly better than last year's team. Doesn't mean that I think there's some world beater. It doesn't mean that I think they're going to win the division or any of those things. But I'm really excited for Giants baseball this year, and I think a lot of people are, and I want to hear from the audience. But let's start here, FP. I'm wearing a jersey today. It's a lighter. Now, this is a replica jersey that I got given to me from a buddy, okay? Replica jersey. It's got twill. Twill is like an iron-on fabric, all right, that's on there. And what I grew up with was the embroidered ones, where it's like layered. It's textured. You can feel it. Do you know what I'm talking about? The jerseys?
I do.
Yeah, because you wore them, correct?
I kind of do.
All right. So what kind of uniform did you rock back in the day?
I'm not sure the material, dude. I do know, and you and I have talked about this off the air, that we had tailors, and they would come in spring training with the tape, just like you're getting a suit. And,
really?
And you would say, like, I want my jersey sleeve here because I like...
The Bobby Estalella.
I like the jersey sleeve higher because I like the undershirt to hang a little bit below it. I like the size tapered in. We didn't lift weights to hit home runs. We lift weights to look good in our uniform. So if you did all that work in the off season, you got to show it off.
I kind of love that.
So then you get your pants tailored. And back in the 90s, you remember, like, we basically wore, like, Lululemon tights.
Yeah, very tight.
As tight as Jose Canseco.
Your boy Ken Caminiti comes to mind.
We had him all the way down. Yeah. And then somewhere along the way in the late 90s, I love baseball fashion.
Yeah, me too.
Talk all day. Somewhere in the 90s, it started to get looser toward the bottom where we were pulling them over our cleats.
Yes, the baggy look.
The baggy look, and they would just kind of sit, and we'd cut the elastic out of the bottom of the pants so the bottom would open up, and you would just let them sit over your cleats.
Yeah.
We would actually put like a Velcro sticky thing on the back of our heel, and then a Velcro thing on the back of the pants
to stick it
so it would stay there when I was with the A's. We wore the clown shoes, the white clown shoes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love baseball fashion, but apparently now these new Nike uniforms
are a disaster.
Flustering everyone.
Yeah, well, I guess the ones that I saw growing up were Majestic. That was the brand that I would see all the time. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Majestic ones. And I believe that there was the batting practice jerseys, the mesh ones. They were kind of heavy, I guess you would say. They're a little heavier than normal. But the main baseball jersey that I grew up with was like a stretchy kind of material, if you will. Majestic, but it was a little thicker than what these ones are. These ones are much more breathable. And I'm thinking, FP, St. Louis, August, those jerseys were not comfortable from back in the day.
No.
Like, walk me through that.
Dude, I screwed up. I could get on my scooter and go home and grab a couple of jerseys for you.
I
got my thick Montreal away rookie jersey.
The Alouettes?
No. The Expos, bro.
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I know. I used to go to Alouettes games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. No, and they're heavy.
Yeah, huh?
And then I have a Dodgers jersey that was gifted to me recently when I was in LA because I didn't keep my Dodger uniform because I grew up a Giants fan. And my buddies and I've never told this
I love
publicly before. Like after my year in LA, we burnt my Dodger stuff.
I love that.
So bad, dude.
I love that.
It's just I didn't have a good experience.
Yeah, and then you went straight to the A's after that.
Yeah, and that was amazing.
Yeah,
and I have all those jerseys framed, but like the point is, that I've watched the jerseys evolve, and now when I kind of go around to the lockers in the clubhouse and look, they're almost mesh.
Yeah,
now. And they have different materials for maybe different places you play.
Yes.
You don't want a mesh jersey at Oracle.
No.
You want a little heavier jersey.
I agree with that.
As long as it doesn't affect your movements.
Yep. I mean, I'm thinking like Will Clark, turtleneck every day. Like, right? That's what he wore every single day. I'm not sure you're doing that in Atlanta in July.
Dude, the hardest adjustment I had to make at Candlestick Park in April was learning how to layer up. And learning like what would hinder my swing because I have too many layers on. What was the right breathable Under Armour kind of thing underneath? Did I wear tights?
They didn't have what I have on right now, which is like that Under Armour. What do they call this now?
I don't know.
What's this called?
Everybody knows what you're talking about.
This Under Armour, like it's tight fitting. It's got a specific name.
Climalite or something like that? Like Climalite? Is that
No, it's not Climalite. It's got a specific name, but it's like it clings to the body, but it allows you to move. You see all the basketball players wearing it.
Yeah.
But they didn't have that back then.
So it's lighter.
Yes.
And then, so that was tough.
Yeah.
And then I was saying, why the hell did I sign with the Giants? I'm playing in Alaska every night, and this sucks.
Yeah, it's a little
And then
different.
you had to learn how to medicate, too, to be able to, like, get out there. And it was, let's just put it this way, it was 75 and sunny where I was playing every night. and you just found a way with
I like that.
the caffeine intake and the layers. Marvin Bernard used to like put Vaseline all over his body because that kept him warm.
Really?
Yeah, and this is get the drip thing ready. But my last year when I went to camp with the Yankees, Jeter comes up to me and he's like, "Bro, have you seen Roger Clemens get ready for a start?" I'm like, "No, dude." He's like, "You got to go watch." So he goes, "Come in the training room right now." So I go in the training room with the Yankees in Tampa, and Roger Clemens takes the icy hot, the red icy hot, and he rubs it over his whole body, like his whole body.
It's an odd feeling.
I think junk too, if I'm not mistaken. And then he goes he goes Under Armour tights, Under Armour like sleeves, and then he puts the pinstripes on over that because he had to pitch mad. And he goes, "You got to see this, dude." Wow. He goes, "It blew my mind the first time I saw it." So I just come into the training room like I need treatment for something, make up something. And I'm sitting there just watching Rocket. So then he pitches an inning, comes down the dugout stairs. I look in the tunnel, and Jeet's like, "Do you see what he does between innings?" I'm like, "No." So you go in the tunnel, and he's sitting there just doing abs. He's doing sit-ups between innings, like 50 to 100.
Wow.
While we're hitting. Then he goes back out to the mound with all the icy hot on, throws another inning, comes down the dugout, and he's doing like sit-ups again between innings. This is his spring training routine. But I guess throughout his career, somewhere along the line, he learned that he liked to pitch mad, like his whole body was on fire.
Interesting.
Dude, doesn't that just like give you the creeps?
Well, it also speaks to Roger Clemens because he was a little out there.
He was good.
Oh, good?
Dude, I faced him a couple of times. He was nuts.
I mean, the way I look at it, there are a handful of guys that I consider Game 7, my life on the line guys that I would hand the ball to, and I think could get me into the 8th inning. Tim, it's Randy Johnson, Verlander, 2010 Lincecum. Like, there are just certain guys, Pedro, 98, 99, certain guys that I think of. And he's definitely on the reason we're talking about uniforms is because right now Nike is, taking over MLB baseball uniforms. And they did it a couple years ago, but Fanatics have been outsourced. And anybody that's bought any kind of NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, soccer, you name it, Ryder Cup gear, everything is going through Fanatics. And Nike outsourced the making of the jerseys to Fanatics. And now they're all coming back, and the material is lighter. And a lot of guys, hey, I really like the material. You're not going to have I call it the cocaine white. We shouldn't be saying that in the morning. But the white jerseys, okay, are kind of out. You're having an off-white jersey. Even the teams that had the whitest of white jerseys are all going kind of to an off-white. This Giants jersey is more, what would you say, cream, FP?
Yes, it always has been.
Yes, but there was the 90s where you guys wore the white ones.
Yes.
The super white ones. And so they're doing away with those. And also, they've changed some of the fonts on the back of uniforms. Now, I'm a weirdo. I love my jerseys, especially baseball jerseys. I think baseball has the best collection of jerseys, hands down, no doubt about it. Swanson, the shortstop for the Cubs, signed a 6-7 year deal last year.
Should have been a Giant.
He's a guy I would love to have had.
Banging that drum all last offseason.
I would have loved to have had him.
He's a winner.
He comes out and goes, "This isn't even the same blue color of the Cubs jersey. This is not Cubby blue." And I'm saying to myself, how can we mess this up? Could you imagine the Dallas Cowboys coming out and their pants didn't look that odd turquoisey look that we're all accustomed to now? Can you imagine if the Lakers came out and the yellow was like a highlighter yellow and not the yellow that we're accustomed to? How are you messing the uniforms up? And a lot of players, I mean, the reaction is all over the board. Nike athletes are supporting it, which they should. They're getting sponsored. And a lot of other guys are saying, I don't love how it feels. I mean, it's more breathable. We'll see what it's like in July and in June when it's hotter. But I don't like how my name looks on the back. I want my family to be able to see my name on the back. What say you, FP, on all that?
Yeah, I think they're divas, maybe. Like if you're, I mean, obviously, look good, play good.
No doubt.
Like if you feel sexy, you play sexy. Jason Giambi always used to say there's 30,000 people looking at my ass when I'm in the batter's box, and I got to feel sexy in the batter's box. I'd be like, dude, I never thought of that. But like Dansby went to the Players Association with this. Like we're sitting here and it sounds like Major League players are whining, right?
Yes,
and they kind of are.
Yeah,
right?
no, they are.
There's more important things to me that I would be concerned about.
Yeah.
But if a uni doesn't fit right and it's restricting you in some way with your movements, which I've read in that article in The Athletic that you're talking about.
The lack of tailoring, which you referenced earlier.
Yeah, and if you don't, I don't know. It's just, I used to be like big time fashion police as a broadcaster. Like I love to see like little things Like swagger to me is important.
So like
when you see like, I don't know, name a DB for the Niners with the towel hanging off the back. Like, what purpose does that serve?
No.
Other than to look badass.
Yeah.
And how you wear your uniform.
I completely agree.
It gives you confidence and swagger and drip. And so if I'm out there and I'm feeling sexy and I'm looking good, it's look good, play good.
Yep.
So if my uniform feels off, it's just like clothes. I don't know. I love clothes.
Yeah.
And I'm a fashion guy. Like, I spend way too much money on clothes. I think it just kind of gets you going in the right direction if you feel good about the way you look. And if everybody is looking at you and the lights are bright and you're on TV every night, that, yeah, you want to look good in your uniform. But I hear all these guys, and I read that article that you sent to me. I don't know, dude. If it's more about function for me and style, but my name on the back that my family can't, I don't give a crap.
You didn't buy that.
Yeah, it's about the name on the front of your jersey anyways.
Well, they're also saying that the jerseys just look replica-like what mine looks like, where with the Giants, you can't really tell because it's black. You know, like the numbering is black. But there's a difference between this jersey and the one that I got in 2010, for example, with the World Series patch. It's embroidered. It's been sewn on. There's a authenticity that someone stuck their hand on it, even though it was probably made by a machine. It just feels higher quality, the one from back then. But I will not deny, if it were playing in Sacramento and it was 100 degrees, I would much prefer this breathable, jersey that I'm rocking right now, which is what the players are going to be using. And to your point, isn't this more about function and playability over style?
It could be superstition too. I know that if we were going good in Oakland with the green tops, Jason Giambi always wanted to wear the green tops. Usually the starting pitcher, for those of you who don't know, gets to pick the jersey for the day. So if it's his day, it's his fifth day, he's starting. If he wants to wear the black alternative jerseys for the Giants.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know, but like there's days when you have to wear the Higgins.
Yeah, exactly. Like Orange Fridays.
Yeah, or the City Connects. And they're winning in those.
I hate the City Connects.
You hate those?
I hate them.
Well, I like them because they're winning in them.
Well,
and if we're winning in a jersey, like whatever, like we got to wear that.
Here's my issue with the City Connects. And again, I'm a jersey fanatic. I freely admit it. You have a 160-year history of sick-ass jerseys, Giants. You didn't need to create a new one with the tint of the Tennessee Volunteer orange. Like, that's never been your color. And no, it drives me nuts. And to me, you know what I call that? Those are the 628s, not the 415s. 415 is the area code in San Francisco. 628 was the number that they tried to add on because so many people moved here. This is pre-pandemic. We're going to have to get more cell phone numbers, so we're going to create the 628 area code. So I call those the transplant jerseys.
Actually, I didn't know
like
that 628 story. That's actually kind of interesting. But that's a cool way to put those jerseys, the 628.
You love them, don't you?
No, I like a lot of. I don't like the jerseys themselves, but like all the other gear that's come with it, I've actually kind of liked. And to be honest, I do kind of enjoy that shade of orange. It's kind of like a Miami Hurricanes orange, not a Tennessee orange.
See, like to me, like I look at the 60s, 70s, the 80s Giants jerseys, because they're all a little different. That G, that cursive G that they had for the Giants in the 70s, like think Vita Blue, Willie McCovey, late 70s, early 80s. Those were great jerseys. The 80s curvy Giants, the Hum Baby Giants attitude jerseys, why they haven't brought those back? Like I would go to all of those before I go directly to the City Connects. That's just me.
Dude, one of the coolest things.
I'm down the rabbit hole.
No, I know, and we're probably losing people, but whatever.
This is the only time he can talk about this stuff.
I loved it.
Dude, one of the coolest things is we wore the orange throwbacks.
Yeah.
At Candlestick last year.
The
with
pullovers.
The V-neck.
Yes.
And I grew up a Giants fan.
Yeah.
I used to watch Johnny LeMaster and Dwayne Kuiper rock those. So I'm out there in center field with my orange jersey on just going, this is so badass.
With those white pants.
These are the jerseys that I used to watch.
Yes.
The only thing that was different is we had the white pants with the belt buckle. Yeah, if you remember the orange jerseys,
elastic?
They had the elastic snap.
Yeah,
that was the thing in the 70s.
Well,
you didn't wear belts.
That's what I wore in Little League.
Yeah, same.
You know what I'm saying?
Same in the stirrups.
Yes.
I bet you we're getting way deep in
No, but I love this.
But dude, there's so many kids now that don't know that the high of the stirrup goes in the back and the low goes in the front. Nobody knows what a sanitary sock is anymore.
No.
We used to cut out the bottom of the stirrups in Little League and put elastic so you could pull them up like Vita Blue all the way to your knee.
Look,
dude, I could talk baseball uniforms and the intricacies of them, but like people are probably driving off the road listening to this right now.
We're changing up. We're having fun.
We are having fun.
I'm telling you right now, I go into the bag of these like 12 and 13-year-olds that we have travel baseball with. It is unbelievable the amount of gear that they have. Elbow guards, shin guards, leg guards, a waffle sliding glove, even though you've never slidden head first into any base ever. It drives me nuts. We're going to